In 1997, one New Jersey promotion worked to change the face of independent wrestling forever. The East Coast Wrestling Association, or ECWA, developed a one-night tournament to showcase the best independent professional wrestling talent. This tournament was not for a title opportunity or title, but for the chance to prove you were one of the top independent professional wrestlers today. Winners of this tournament have gone on to wrestle for promotions such as PWG, ROH, TNA, and WWE. On this episode of Down with Darwin, we interview the 2015 ECWA tournament winner, Jason "The Gift" Kincaid. Welcome everybody to this episode of Down with Darwin. This year, ECWA celebrated their 19th annual Super 8 tournament in Woodbury Heights, New Jersey. My guest at this time is the 2015 winner of that tournament, Jason "The Gift" Kincaid. Jason, thank you for joining us today.
Greetings, JDZ. Glad to be here.
Jason, when you look back at the winners of the tournament, people like Paul London, people like Christopher Daniels, people like Tommaso Ciampa, what does it mean for you to have your name included with those now?
It means a lot to me. Growing up where I did, in a holler in the hills of West Virginia, people don't really expect much out of you. And not a lot of people get out of those hollers the way that I did. So to be mentioned amongst those great names for doing what I do in the ring, it means a lot. Because nobody really expected it.
Now, Jason, how were you selected for this tournament? Was it them contacting you? Was it you contacting them? Has this been an ongoing thing for a couple of years now, saying, well, maybe next year, sir? How did it all break down?
Actually, a couple of years ago, I sent in all my information, a promo package, trying to get on ECWA, and I got a good response saying that we'd like to use you down the road, but it's one of those things, schedules matching up, waiting for the stars to align, and I'd say mid-late last year, I got asked to do it, and it was a great honor.
Yeah, we know you trained very hard for that tournament. Let's go to some of that training footage right now.
March 21st in Woodbury Heights, New Jersey. I have the opportunity to prove all of my supporters right. I have the opportunity to compete in ECWA's prestigious Super 8 tournament. An event that has propelled many athletes to superstardom. An event that I have dreamt of competing in since well before I laced up my first pair of boots. 7 of the best wrestlers in the world stand between me and that trophy, and I'm ready for them.
In the opening round, Jason Kincaid faced high flyer Kai Katana. And Jason Kincaid is also known for his high-flying style. But Jason, I want to ask you, did you feel the need to change the style up for that opening round match?
Well, I wouldn't say that I necessarily felt the need to change my style up, because I don't feel like I really have a style. It goes back to that old Bruce Lee saying that you should be like water, adaptable. You can't break water. You can't smash water. So with Kai Katana, he's such a great high flyer, such a great athlete, pure athlete in the ring. I just basically tried to stay one step ahead of him by grounding him and also just by coming at him from different angles that maybe he's not used to.
In the semifinals, Jason Kincaid faced Jackson James, and there was a considerable size difference. Jason, what were your thoughts about the major size difference between you and Jackson James as you were going into this semifinal match?
I'm used to there being a size difference in a lot of my matches. I am a smaller heavyweight and a larger junior heavyweight, which means that I can go between the two weight divisions and compete in both, and I feel like I do well in both because I can adapt my style to either or. I'm faster than the heavyweights. I'm stronger than the junior heavyweights. I think that's a real advantage that I was naturally born with. So with Jackson James and his size and strength, and he's also a very agile competitor for his size, it was really more just about my experience level versus his. He was the least experienced wrestler coming in, but he's also the biggest, and one of my toughest opponents in the tournament, really. And I would say that the biggest hurdle for me to overcome is just the jitters, the fans, and figuring him out, I guess you would say.
In the finals, Jason Kincaid would face ROH star Corey Hollis. Jason, did you feel extra pressure because of the fact that it was somebody from Ring of Honor that you were facing?
I wouldn't necessarily say that it was more pressure because of that, but it was more pressure because I went further in that tournament than anybody from West Virginia has. And that's a big deal to me personally. And it's also just the pressure of the match itself. I'm not so much thinking about him or his background or anything like that. What I'm thinking about is getting through this last big scramble to the top of the mountain, so to speak, and trying to prove to the world that I am as good as I say that I am, that people around me say that I am. And it was a big moment for me.
Now, were you surprised about Corey Hollis' style, where he was trying to win more by submission rather than pinfall?
No, not at all. I know the scouting report on Corey Hollis. I've been watching him for years. I know that as well as a great high flyer, he's one hell of a mat technician. So I expected there to be some submissions in there. But just like the Jason Kincaid t-shirts say, fight till you can.
Exactly. And speaking of fight till you can, when you get to that moment and the referee's hand hits the mat for the third time, what's that first thought that's in your head?
I think the first thought is just relief. Like, just this deep feeling of relief. Like, all that pressure, all the training, all the nerves that come with competing in a tournament that's so prestigious, it all just fades away in that moment. And it's really a moment of shock, because as much as I wanted to win, as much as I felt in my heart of hearts that I could win, I never expected to win, if that makes any sense. So yeah, relief, and then just shock, and then of course happiness.
And speaking of talking about the heart, at the end of the tournament, you gave this heartfelt speech. Is this a tradition that winners are expected to do, make the speech, or did you just feel in that moment, I have to share my emotions with this great audience in New Jersey?
Yeah, a lot of past Super 8 winners have made speeches after their match, and I had absolutely nothing prepared because, like I said, I didn't really expect to win, even though I thought I could. I knew I could, and it was just a matter of expressing myself physically through my voice so I wouldn't express myself emotionally through tears, because I was trying hard to keep my manliness and not have tears streaming down my face over such a bittersweet moment for me.
Excellent. Now, what does winning this tournament mean to you, not only personally, but professionally as well?
Well, I mean, you just read off the list a few moments ago about the winners and what they've gone on to do. If you look up those names, you can see that. Even just participants, I mean, you're talking about Matt and Jeff Hardy. You're talking about Jamie Noble, Shima Zion. All of these guys are people that I look up to, people that I aspire to follow in their greatness. So to be mentioned amongst those names means a lot to me professionally and personally, and hopefully I can just keep that momentum rolling and go on to do bigger and brighter things just like those guys did.
Excellent. And speaking of keeping that momentum rolling, Friday, April 17th in Kingsport, Tennessee, you are a participant in the NWA Smoky Mountain Cup. And ladies and gentlemen, for you that do not know what the NWA Smoky Mountain Cup means, it's a one-night tournament where the winner gets a shot at the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Jason, you won last year. Nobody's ever been able to repeat the win. Do you feel more pressure going in to try to get that back-to-back win?
I do feel a lot of pressure, mostly because I've got so much momentum going and I don't want to kill it. and also because that world title shot means so much to me, because I've had a couple opportunities already and I've come up short, and I feel like every time that I come up short like that I'm letting my people down. I feel like I got the best fans, friends, and family in the world. So anytime that I go into the ring and put my everything into a match like I have in those World Championship matches and come up short, it's devastating to me. So I don't ever want to feel like that again. And it's a completely different format than the Super 8, where the first round matches advance to the second and final round, which then becomes a 6-man, everybody going at everybody type of match. So I have to train for it in a different way. And it also is a lot of pressure because I'm seen as the king of the mountain in the Smoky Mountains, and holding on to that crown is no easy task.
Absolutely. Now let's get back to the ECWA tournament for a minute. You talked about your fans. I know there's many out there that were not able to make the trip to New Jersey, some because of geographic location. If they want to see the tournament, how can they do so?
I know it's going to be available on DVD soon. You have to check out ECWA on Facebook. You can check out their website. And check back with me if you follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/JasonTheGiftKincaid. I'll have those links up there as soon as they're available.
Absolutely, and we'll have links here and here, ladies and gentlemen, where my hands just were at, so that you can click on those social links to connect with Jason Kincaid, and as well as in the descriptions. We want to thank you again for joining us at this time. This has been another episode of Down with Darwin.